For the continuation of the evidence, Exhibit 3, criminal claims, referral criminal claims against et al. Okay, so this is one for my father here, dated 7/8/2023. It was to State Farm Fire and Casualty Company, okay, and T-Cur Title of Nevada concerning the property, additional method of process, okay? So this is all done, like I said, 7/8/23. Notice of state claim and damages notice. Reservation of rights for insurance coverage and duty to investigate. Okay, reference number. This is the 98CB2408-4 policy number. And T-Cur Title, the title insurance. And Washoe Sheriff's case number 21-50898. That was the initial case that I filed. R.E. Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association equals claim. Reservation for damage for dishonest service defective titles et al. This initial notice to agents as a non-attorney for 1, 285,000 property purchase tender APN 077-45016. Okay, that's what was we paid for the property. Okay, attorney's fees to be determined. Unknown costs and other to be determined. Devalue of property and emergency service impediments due to lack of road work and the thwarting of the association by certain members who refuse to pay. Attachment 1 to be determined. 5. Reduce or non-ability to sell for fair value due to non-road maintenance from the date of purchase tender to be determined. 6. A mandatory investigation for the misuse of members' funds of a non-profit association by previous officers as Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association recorded by attorneys as perpetual existent. Attachment 2. 7. Real estate type of redlining and liens on titles. 8. Multiples of members' complaints about road work and improper activities by former officers of association to current secretary treasurer. Entity number C5742-1981. 9. Denial, hindrance of medical services, utilities, and fire access due to road conditions. Blocking of association business progresses and road work. 10. Accusations of previous officers using member funds in tax schemes and or personal agendas using attorneys to be determined. 11. Accusations of inappropriate or unlawful use of members' funds strictly against association bylaws to be determined. 12. No accounting for approximately 40 to 50K of members' funds by previous president and secretary of association. 13. Multiples of email complaints by various members to be entered during any court proceeding to be determined. 14. Coverages to be determined, and this is considered a good faith pre-settlement offer to negotiate this claim to be determined. Attachment 3, State Farm claim letter. Attachment 4, contract dishonored. Attachment 5, tendered payments and late fee, reserving all rights. Okay, so my father and myself, which are in control of this property here, APN 077-45016. Okay, so attachment 1, here's a letter from the adverse parties basically saying that, you know, that we're not authorized to do anything after they've been running it for 15 years that way. Okay, and then these people voted a perpetuity vote with the attorney Gail Agnes Kern. Here's the rest of them. All these people are adverse parties. As far as I'm concerned, they're on the hook to bring those roads to code. I offered to clean it up, and I could prove all that, and they blocked me by threatening with a Class C felony. Okay, so we have fraudulent title representations here, and the authorities are refusing to do anything about it, including the Secretary of State. Attachment 2.
County DA's office.
Yes. Here's the recording by Gail Kern, 2018. Okay, we got our properties in 2017, and they're recording this stuff, these liens on there. And people, these are liens, and we have proof that they were taking properties and liening and assessing them, fines and late fees, managed by these attorneys right here, right here. Okay, they're a defendant in the $5 million suit. Here's another one, 16. It was already there when we got it. Okay, notice of a homeowners association. You see, they want to make it go away and try to use some whatever they're trying to say, you know. And there was a void in there where I was the only one, because they did that. They all resigned at the same time, so I had to get some people in there so we could get the road work done. Now the roads are destroyed. 5 years of this, and we can't get in our properties. And you take a 4-wheel drive at this point in time on 1128 and try to get a truck or something. You need a Jeep to get in there, and it's very it's dangerous. There's big ruts, things are sliding off hills and everything, and you're going to bury vehicles in there. And because there's been no base rock, and I tried to get this done, and I offer to go in there and start doing it and start going to the bad parts and cleaning this mess up. Okay, but all the money was taken and putting it in their pockets with no accounting. Okay, here's the State Farm, okay, a letter, so they're aware of it. Here's the claim number 28K9733H8, June 22nd, 2020, is when this is all going on. Attachment 4, T-Court title. This is the title insurance for that property. Now everybody has this, so they're going to have to look up their own stuff. Okay, this is a title fraud, and we told the county about it. They were told in the Board of Adjustments hearing, and it's all over the record, filed in the court cases. Okay, they represented, when we bought this, we got this $150, all this stuff, additional late fees out, and all this, you know, State Farm. These are the Secretary of Treasury. You can see it right here, and they're saying this is what we had: the Wilcox Ranch Ditch Company, okay, and Wilcox Ranch Property Owners Association. We knew all this when we bought the title insurance. Now they want to say it doesn't exist after all the money's gone and we have the roads are shot. Okay, this is some kind of a home equity takeover, hostile takeover of our property and our titles. And like I said before, this is going to end up in quiet title, and there's going to be 80 some odd defendants. All the property owners are all going to be defendants. Okay, here's a bill that was given to my father and late fees with all this stuff. Here it is here, $397. Here's the check. Okay, we tendered payment. So this is all set right here. You know, this is who got it: Sheriff's Office, Division of Insurance, District Attorney, Nevada Secretary of State, the attorneys who have the liens on our property. Here it is here. Here's the proof right here. Here's all the certified mails. It's all been delivered to them. Washoe Sheriffs, all these people, you can see it right here. They can't act like they don't know. This was done, see the date, 7/10/2023. Then they want to continue to attack Mr. Belfort. When we told him all this was going on and he has defective title, okay, they're not going to get away with this. This is straight up fraud, and I'm claiming that the district attorney should be fired and all his deputies that are involved in this. Elizabeth Hickman, Mary M. Canderas, Christopher J. Hicks, anybody, public officer that has their fingers on this and is ignoring it.
That has knowledge of this and is refusing to act on it.
Yeah, and then in the court proceedings representing the county to cover it up and violate Mr. Belfort's rights. I'm a witness to it. And then we're being threatened by these people several times, putting our life in danger, and they're not doing anything about it. Okay, I fear for my life going through there, because these people, there's something wrong with them. This is about title. So
money.
Yeah, it's about money. And these people are assessing us, raising our taxes up for the road through the GID, and raising these taxes up. When we first got it, our taxes were about $1,200 a year. Now it's over $2,000 a year. And we're being taxed without taxation, without representation. Okay, that's Exhibit 4, the criminal claims. You could, like I said, you could see here they were all served with this. I'm going to name them again: Sheriff's Office, Division of Insurance, District Attorney, Secretary of State, Gail Agnes Kern, Esquire, the one that has the liens on our property. Okay, and here's the proof of service right here. Okay, they've been noticed more than once over this. There's multiple court cases going on where this is put in, including the Board of Adjustments. There's another 33 exhibits in that from Mr. Belfort concerning the attacks and the false representations they've made against his title, representing that he had 2 more times when he's in there trying to figure out what's going on with his title on here. He was sold fraudulent title, and they're attacking him without cause. Stand by.